Hey, want to skip those ads and get early access and bonus episodes of all Banana for Scale shows? Hop on over to truestory.fm/join and discover all the cool perks that come with being a member of the Banana for Scale family. Coming up, we put pinky powers on a bagel. Greetings, First Jumpers. I'm not Lester Ryan Clark.
And I'm not Keenan Diaz.
We're another version of them from another universe, and this is another episode of Every Minute of Everything Everywhere All at Once, a show where we attempt to explain, evaluate, enlighten, and elucidate the Academy Award-winning film Everything Everywhere All at Once. Okay, so our minute begins with Evelyn watching Evelyn get chaired by Gong Gong.
And then ends with Evelyn declaring a pinky war.
Yes, folks, she brought a pinky to a thumb fight. But let's get back to the top of this minute. Remember, Evelyn has just dispatched the Lee brothers up on the big screen, and everyone in the theater is laughing. But Wong Kar Wai Evelyn has really gotten into the movie. You could say she is that Evelyn on the screen. Because she is. Sometimes. I mean, all the times. All at once. Sorry, my clay pot is breaking. Our minute opens as our Evelyn is seemingly everywhere, experiencing everything all at once. She's in the Wong Kar Wai universe, in the theater, watching as Gong Gong charges at the camera, at the audience, at you, at me, at her. And then it really is her as we sort of zap back into the movie. But I really like how we spend a little bit of time in the theater watching new stuff happen on the screen. You know what I mean? I don't know why. Like we see the chair connect with Evelyn and her kind of like zoom across the IRS office floor. And that's new, but we're watching it like as audience members, right? And I don't know why, but like I remember this trope being used the opposite way. Like this shocking thing will happen to the character and then we'll pan out and it's someone reading a book or writing the story, or it's the character and they're exaggerating the story as they tell it to like another character, right? And then he came in with a chair and the other characters are like, that's not what happened. And it gives us this sense of relief. We're like, oh, okay, this was all fake and we got to enjoy it as if it were real. We got to live it briefly without any danger. But here, we're watching Gong Gong on the screen hit her with the chair, and then both of them go flying across the screen, across the length of this floor, and it's still literally being framed as a movie, like as a screen with people under it. But unlike the other times that this trope is used, we understand this is actually happening. You know what I mean?
Yeah, because we also have instances typically where we see it happening and then we pull out and we see the person reading the book or watching the movie, whatever, and then we replay it exactly as it is, right? So it's basically like, hey, now let's see what they were doing while we were experiencing that. Like, you know, here's the piece of media so that you can react to it, and now let's see what they were doing at the exact same time as you and see how it pairs up. But no, we're just moving forward constantly in time.
Yes, yeah. Yeah, so
it's additive as opposed to like something that's going back and you know, doubling over the same material.
Exactly. Yeah. So we're getting like new pieces of the story, even as we're like while we're still in the like the viewer's universe, right? But it gives us this sense of alarm. It's like no, he really is like moving her, like slamming her across the office with the chair. You know, even though it looks like it's still a movie, right? But yeah, Joy and Waymond react some more. Joy says, "Holy shit!" Right before Gong Gong and our Evelyn crash into a pillar, and our Evelyn in the theater, because now she's in both places, reacts to it. This whole sequence is so cool. There are subtle ways that the Daniels are telling us which Evelyn to empathize with, like sometimes only for a split second. Like right when they hit the pillar, the movie screen frame with the people below is gone, and we're in the movie again when the impact happens. And even after that, we still cut back one more time to Wong Kar Wai Evelyn just to reiterate that they are one at this moment, you know?
Yeah, we cut back to her and she's feeling the impact of being smashed into the pillar as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then we're jumping into, so we're not going to check into the Wong Kar Wai universe for a little while, but our aspect ratio has changed to keep the movie screen aspect ratio, so it's not as tall, it's more wide, like we've been watching, you know, from the theater. And then I talked last minute about the color temperature, you know, as we're going from our world, it's a little bit more orangey, and then the Wong Kar Wai world's movie theaters a little more blue. And when Gong Gong smashes Evelyn into this pillar, and we cut back to Evelyn in the movie theater, we get this lens flaring happening, like that emphasizes, her getting smashed, and the color temperature starts to flicker there. So then now we're going to watch the rest of this action sequence in the wider aspect ratio, but in the bluer color temperature. So we sort of merge these things together.
Okay, so and the bluer color temperature is the kind of like the movie version that we're
right. It had been the Wong Kar Wai movie version. Right now, it's just going to become our color temperature. And I don't know if I could skim ahead and see when it changes back, but yeah, I think it's at least until this false dying, it's going to stay in that blue temperature.
Oh, that is such a cool, like, sneaky little trick. So it's like they were like, okay, now we're back into, like the quote unquote real world with Evelyn and her family at the IRS, right? But the color temperature is this subtle hint that's like, no, it's still the movie, and we're going to pan out like once the death happens. Oh, wow.
Yeah, I'm skimming through. It's at least, that's about where it ends, because then we get like Pizza Sign World and Opera World and Hot Dog Hands World. Yeah, so I think it's going to stay just till then, but we'll see when we get there.
Oh, that is so cool. But yeah, we are pinned by the chair. I like that we can tell that it's our Evelyn again, because she just says "ow," right? It's not like a Tony Stark quip, like, well, this isn't good, or whatever Tony Stark says when horrible shit happens, and he just like downplays it, right?
Yeah. Oh, I was meaning to put a bullet hole there, anyways.
Yeah, exactly.
Thanks,
right?
Chief.
Yeah, fucking Tony Stark. It's our Evelyn, who is a real person, and she just says "ow," right? Like when she's hit by things, because that's what real people do. I cannot stand Tony Stark, played by what's his name, Bobby Downer Wilson, Robert Downey Jr., right? Or as we call him in the biz, Soft Little Bobby.
Why do we call him that in the biz?
Because Downey means soft. And he's a junior, so he's Soft Little Bobby.
Oh, like the Downy Bear.
Yeah.
Oh.
So we got Fallowy Massaway, Wild Gene, Soft Little Bobby.
I do remember quite clearly as a child seeing the Downy Bear so often on TV, and he in the commercials in the 80s, he would look directly at you and like hold a blanket up to his face and like go, oh, it's so soft, and I really honestly thought he was talking to me because I was a stupid child. It's like, oh, it's my friend, the Downy Bear. Back again, doing the exact same thing he was doing 10 minutes ago on TV.
Well.
And he loves me.
Maybe he's doing it again. Did you ever buy the Downy softener?
I don't know if we were rich enough to afford actual Downy.
Well, see, that's why he kept coming back.
Don't you want to feel this blanket on your face, Keenan? Shouldn't your mommy and daddy make more money?
All three of you could spare a couple of kidneys, I think.
Right. Mommy stays home to take care of you, but maybe she should go get a job so she can make Downy available for you at home. Downy will take care of you, Keaton, and be very soft.
And that's when he just like pushes his face into the blanket. It's so soft. Like,
so soft.
I can see it.
Can't even say it's soft.
Oh. But yeah, back to our movie. Back to the movie within the movie. Gong Gong takes out a grenade and he says, "I'm sorry, Evelyn. We'll die together." Actually sounding really choked up about it.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, we were wondering about it when he was trying to kill Joy upstairs, right? But this is much more, unambiguous. Like this is he does not want to kill Evelyn.
It's crazy that this Gong Gong, like this, like the villain of our piece, is more sympathetic to Evelyn than our Gong Gong?
Right.
Wow.
Yeah, well, I have a little bit on that in a second, but let's see what she does in our movie, and then I want to talk about what she does in our script.
Okay. So as this is happening, we also hear Evelyn's headset saying mind fracturing. So it is happening, folks. Her clay pot is breaking, and I guess we're taking it to mean that this stuff right here is not only instigating it, but like she's now reaching the breaking point. Like this is the last straws, right?
Right.
Yeah.
Because if it said mind fracturing to Robert Downey Jr., he would say, "That's been happening for a long time, pal."
Right. Yes. Fucking. I want to be one of like Tony Stark's computers. And when he says that, I just a pause, and I'm just like, shut up. Just shut the fuck up and kill the monster.
Just
Jesus.
who's that for?
Yeah.
Who's it for, Robert Downey Jr.?
You didn't program me with humor, so I don't know who you're doing this for. There's nobody around. You're flying through the air, through the New York skyline. What are you gonna make the pigeons laugh?
Right.
Jesus. That's why, that he's got to switch out his AI every couple of weeks because all of them just get fucking tired of his shit.
This might be why we're haven't been invited back to the Marvel Movie Minute. We did 2 epides of the Marvel Movie Minute, which is really great.
I think I harped on this in our episode
as guests in their house.
It's like, oh, there he goes again, making a quip when buildings are falling down around you.
Yes. Which I like, to a point. He says, do you want shawarma after this? Let's get shawarma. I think it's funny.
But it's because it's different from Deadpool.
Uh-huh.
And before I even explain, I don't know how, I'm going to try to explain, but before I even do, you agree with me that it's different, right?
Yeah, let's have Uncle Lester opining about comic book movies for a couple minutes. Okay, go ahead.
But it's something happens, Deadpool is pushed up, against the pillar with this chair, right?
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, he turns to the camera and he says, it's like, well, if he wanted me to take a seat, why didn't he just say so? Or something.
Hey, we could write for these movies if we didn't shit on them in public.
Of course. And forever blacklist ourselves, yeah. But no, he would say it, and he's like, I know this is a movie. I'm,
right.
And I'm talking to you, the audience, right?
Mm-hmm,
and
right.
I'm even kind of like roping the villain in on this joke. And it's like, hey, when Small Soft Bobby does it, he's doing it inside that suit for himself. Nobody else hears it, and it's just for his own little frickin' ego trip. Anyway,
right. Mm-hmm.
All right, I'm done.
Well, when they started making the Iron Man movies, he was meant to be a Elon Musk character.
Oh.
And now we have different ideas about Elon Musk.
That's true. Yeah.
So maybe that's where we respond.
Mm-hmm.
I sent you in the group chat about a joke. Oh no, I didn't send that to you. Who the hell did I send that to? Oh, I sent it just to Ian.
Oh, okay.
I'll send that to you at some point. But of some a little grok meme that Elon Musk thinks is super super funny. so you can see what that's like.
Oh, is it the let that sink in?
No.
Oh, okay.
Oh my God. So it is someone saying to Grok, generate the funniest picture of all time, Grok. Mm-hmm. As if Grok could really do it. Generate the funniest picture of all time. Mm-hmm. So then it gets to a shot of what looks like old towny London, like a touristy area, or Bruges or something like that. Mm-hmm. And there are 3 photorealistic minions screaming at the top of their lungs. And Elon Musk responds to it with a laughing, crying face, like he agrees this is the funniest picture of all time. So, why don't you take a look at this in your text here?
All right.
The funniest picture of all time.
Okay. So I mean, well, this is gonna put all comedians out of a job, I think. This is it. This is. Oh wow! This is even less funny than I thought it was going to be. Wow. This is a layer cake of disappointment.
Oh, okay.
When you describe, your description of it was funnier.
Okay. Well, thanks.
I thought when you said photorealistic minions, I thought I thought Grok was going to produce like a picture of grown ass men painted yellow. Just tall, skinny people.
Just walking down old downtown Amsterdam or something.
Yeah, with normal body proportions, yelling at each other, with a yellow bald cap on, and goggles. And nope, that's not it. No. That would be funnier.
These are minions.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's well, okay.
And you see your boy's reaction there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I do. Yeah.
Well, we could write for Grok.
Sure.
If we weren't shitting on it in public.
I can get Claude to write for Grok. Anyway, oh my God.
All right, great. Okay. Sheesh. Mind fracturing.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Yes. So we hear her headset say mind fracturing, right? So she's at the breaking point. But we can also see she's doing something with her pinkies. I guess they're the only finger that's free from this chair. Like the chair has trapped her so completely that she can only move her pinkies, and she's trying to push on the chair legs with them. And just as Gong Gong pulls the pin of his grenade, we hear a buzzing. Evelyn looks around and sees a fly land on a wheel of the chair right next to her face. She leans over and snorts it. Gotta hand it to the Daniels. That's one level weirder than I thought this was going to go. I thought maybe she was going to stick out her tongue and eat it like a frog, but snorting flies? I am pretty sure this is the only movie in existence where someone does that. And I can't even, oh God, I don't even want to think about accidentally snorting a live fly. Because like a fly gets in your mouth and gross as it is, that fly is done, right? Like it's not buzzing around in there, right? You either spit it out or you squish it or you swallow it, right? Like it's dead, it's done, right? But a fly gets in your nose and it's freaking out, it's buzzing around, it could go in deeper, like as the kids say, new fear unlocked.
Yeah, and you can't control it. Like in your mouth, you would instinctively squish it or spit it out.
Right.
So you could kill it, but it would be alive there. It can't kill itself. You can't kill it because you can't control your nasal passages.
Right. Yeah. So it'll just go spelunking in your nasal cavity and get in there, and it'll be like those horrible videos that I don't watch, but I've heard of. Yeah.
Of what?
of like cave divers like getting like stuck upside down, and they're
terrible. Okay.
You see their last moments, and I'm not gonna.
I thought you meant there were videos of flies inside of nasal passages.
No, I wouldn't watch those either.
Great.
Yeah.
What I like about this
is when Tony Stark says, "Well, buy me dinner first," or something like that. It's like, shut up! This has nothing to do with this. You can't just stick something on there. It's like. Sorry.
What I like about this fly business is it goes on the chair. So we see her tracking that a fly is coming, right? We hear the buzzing first. We see her eyes, and then we kind of catch on that there's a fly, and we start looking at the fly with her. It lands there, and we don't have a shot of her thinking and making the decision.
Yeah.
It just, there it is, boom, and she does it, right? So now we are, at this point in the movie, we don't need to see her consider, oh, if I do something weird, I'll get powers or anything like that. Yes. And also at this point in the movie, she's not like, oh, but I'm regular Evelyn, where that's weird and gross, right? She like makes the decision and just does it.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, she's not like girding herself like, oh, this is going to be gross, Right. And there's not like it could land on the wheel, extreme close up on the fly, extreme close up on her face,
right? Extreme
close up on her nostrils and they flare or something like that. But none of that. You just like see it, boom, done.
Right. She doesn't even hesitate. The only thing that makes it not instantaneous so we can actually see it is that she's trying to aim her nostril properly and catch the fly.
Right.
Like Mr. Miyagi with the chopsticks.
Exactly.
Yeah. That's gonna make us jump into a crazy universe that we're gonna talk about. But can I read to you what it says in the script instead of the fly?
Oh, geez. Okay.
The fly in our 2022 script. The wounded Alpha Jumpers return to watch their leader suicide bomb the threat. Wayman and Joy watch from the doorway, horrified. Alpha Gong Gong, I am sorry, Evelyn. Evelyn's Bluetooth turns green. Oh, geez, so, what has happened to turn it green? Okay.
Oh.
Alpha Gong Gong looks down to see Evelyn is caressing his leg with her foot.
Wait.
So the weird thing is her being nice to him. Like having a real moment with her father.
Wait, she's caressing his leg.
Yep, because that's weird.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah.
But, okay, I gasped a little bit earlier.
Right.
Because I thought just him saying, I'm sorry, Evelyn, was the thing.
That's weird, but she has to do something weird, too.
She has to do something weird.
She is reaching out to him and comforting him as he's trying to kill her.
Okay. But the caressing his leg, it takes it into kind of a weird sexual place?
Yeah, it can be easily misunderstood. Like you and I can touch our mother or father on the thigh, and and it's clearly not sexual in real life. It's like but in a movie, that could be a problem. Like we can't. It's hard to photograph that, I would say.
Yeah, is that why they got rid of it? You think?
I would also say it's a little bit too early for her to be changing her relationship with Gong Gong.
True. Yeah.
Right. So I think it's just a little bit too difficult to photograph. It's certainly so here it was supposed to be a meaningful, like, lovely moment, and then we jump into the next universe. So here instead we have a funny version.
Yeah. Oh.
So I think this ends up being correct. Like, we still cannot reach out to Gong Gong until the end of the movie.
Yeah. Oh, but you got me like thinking about what could have been, like, because it could have been, I'm sorry, Evelyn, and then her weird thing could be like, I forgive you, Dad, or something like
right.
it could be another vocal thing, right? And that would be, oh man, that would be like, it would be a gut punch. It'd be like, oh, that's a weird thing. Like it'd take us on a roller coaster. You know what I mean?
Yes, and so that's an interesting thought experiment of like, so let's say it's something else that's more clear, that's not the leg caress, etc.
And it is the emotional like punch.
Yeah, it's an emotional thing, and then we go into the next universe, get our powers, and then kill Gong Gong.
Oh yeah,
that's interesting though. Yeah, I think that's maybe so difficult, verging on impossible. Like, to love him, to get the powers, to kill him in defense. Yeah, that's super interesting. But so we go with something that's a joke, a weird out, like, oh God, yeah, fly up your nose, etc.
Yeah. Again, I keep on like this movie's perfect as it is, and like, yeah, I can't think of anything that would be better. But like the great thing about this movie is we can still. Like, it doesn't have to be better for us to like explore these other avenues and be like, oh, but what if,
Right, absolutely.
Yeah.
So instead, she sucks the fly up into her nose so that she can fight her father, as Robert Downey Jr. might say. Brings a new definition of pop fly.
Jesus fucking Christ.
I like how you're mad at Robert Downey Jr., but that was just me saying that. Like, I said that.
Well, you know why? Because Keenan, he would. He would. Also, what the hell is pop fly?
What do you mean?
What?
Like baseball, pop fly.
Oh, okay. There we go. See, that's how little I know about sports. Pop fly.
You're un-American, Lester. You're un-American.
Right. I thought it was like a new fashion or... These kids today with their pop fly and
their line drives and their short stops.
Okay, well, there we go. Yep. But yeah, we get a quick shot of Gong Gong looking puzzled after she's snorted this fly, and then back to Evelyn, and I really like this too. She's not smiling. She's not even like looking directly at Gong Gong, but there's this look on her face like she just got the upper hand or is about to. And it's specifically the look that our Evelyn would give, not like a kung fu master, not a battle-hardened warrior. It's our Evelyn. And then she leans her head to the other side and presses the headset button with her shoulder. And we sort of like zoom pan back into the Kung Fu universe, which I keep forgetting is the Wong Kar Wai universe.
Right.
Just before, and this is like just before her rise to stardom. And we hear the master's voice over shots of Evelyn carrying water, and she's smashing vases. Or maybe in this universe they're vases. And doing pinky push-ups? Yes, the camera pans around Evelyn as we see her training, and she's doing push-ups with just her pinky fingers. And I love we get this transition of time where we see different things on the tatami mat that she's training on. We see leaves for the fall, snow for the winter, cherry blossoms for the spring, and then it's clear again for the summer.
Yeah, so that is a really classic like Taoist idea, right? Like spring, summer, fall, winter, and then spring again. So which is key. Like I think in the West we just do the 4 seasons, but that's the whole point of it in Taoism is like they continue on.
Yeah.
So we have that, which is really great and beautiful and wonderful, but kind of trickily, you put them in the correct order, but the movie has them out of order.
Wait.
It goes from summer to autumn to spring to winter, and then to summer again.
Wait. Hang on. Yeah, starts in summer.
Right.
Then we got autumn. Then we got spring. Oh my God, yeah.
Right. We kind of just put it in order in our heads.
Keenan, I host a Movies by Minute show. I just watched
I know,
this.
you watched it and you wrote it down and everything.
And I wrote it like I was skimming through the frames.
Right.
And I wrote it wrong.
Well, but that's what I mean is like they are playing on that we like, yeah, I put it in order, in that order as well. It's like spring, summer, autumn, winter, spring again. That's the thing. But it's out of order, which is implying, I guess, that this is many, many years of this, right?
Right. And we kind of like skipped over some seasons and stuff.
Right. So it's not just 1 year. Like Bambi is spring, summer, autumn, winter, spring again, and then it's over. But this is implying a bunch of years here.
Yeah. Huh. Okay.
Yeah, out of order, and so we have all the stuff on the ground that's changing, and then again, color temperature, where the spring is more pinkish and the summer is more our natural, orangey sort of look, and then winter and autumn have their own thing too.
Yeah. Huh. Oh man, that again. Okay. I was I literally watching this frame by frame, and that flew past me.
Yeah, it's tricking us. It's the movie's fault.
Yeah,
not your fault. Don't worry, forgive yourself.
I know.
It's not your fault.
I know. I just it's just it's just been really, really busy lately.
Yeah, it's not your fault.
I know. It's hard sometimes.
It's not your fault.
I know. It's been a while since we did that one.
It takes a lot out of us. Yeah, it's a real heavy scene.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So we're progressing through the seasons, and this whole time the master has been saying kung fu is not just about combat. And now we get a close up of the master as she holds up her pinky and says, "Even this pinky can be kung fu." And here is where we, or maybe just me, I realize, oh, this isn't the same Kung Fu universe. It's one slightly next door, because they had this exact same exchange, except the master said, even this cookie can be Kung Fu.
Oh, you're right. We're not going...
Don't you just want to naturally...
Right. Yeah, you're right.
Think of it as going back in time, but it isn't.
It isn't, right.
I keep on... Why do I... In this movie... that has nothing to do with time travel. I keep on, but we're doing the flashbacks. So we're going back to Evelyn as a kid, but know when she falls down and goes blind, and we're going back to like when she decides not to go with Waymond and all of this stuff. I keep on thinking of it as time travel, but it's not time travel. It's we're looking in on another universe where a different thing happened.
Right. We're looking into her memories, and she has the memories of another universe. Right. So it's not actually time travel, right? Yeah, that's a really good way of putting it. Yeah, I fell for that too. You're right.
So she's not going back to the one Kung Fu universe and changing it so that it's like even this cookie, even this pinky. She's remembering when she was in the pinky universe, and it was slightly and she's following that path.
That's a really good way of putting it, right?
Yeah. Oh my God. She's remembering that there was a pinky universe, and then she's like having a flashback of that.
Right.
Oh my God. Yeah. Maybe we keep thinking this because like that's a more common trope with stuff like this, right? Yeah, but she's dipping into a slightly different universe where everything's the same except with this master she's honed her pinky skills.
Right.
Right. And so we get a close up of Evelyn as she strikes a pose, and in the foreground we see her pinky has become very muscular. If I remember correctly, this is partially like a practical effect. They actually made like a giant rubber model of this hand, and the pinky has this like air bladder, and they're like pumping it up.
Right. It is so seamless because she is looking at the camera and wiping the frame with her Shaolin moves, and then the camera zooms in as it totally looks like it's her hand coming up, but it is it's somebody else's hand with an air bladder. Back at the IRS, Evelyn is now able to snap the chair legs with just a tap of her pinkies, to which Gong Gong gasps and says, "Pinky," before she ejects him all the way back across the room. Now, the fact that he says pinky, like the fact that he says anything, it almost feels like he's recognizing the technique she's doing. I know it's supposed to be just like, funny and throwaway, but it got me thinking of that trope in like fighting movies where somebody does something and the opponent gasps like, "School of the Red Fist." Right? Like, oh my God, you know that specific move, or you've trained under that specific master, right? Right.
And so every time I watch this, I think he's like trying to say like, "Pinky something," right? Like he's trying to say the name of the discipline that she has now.
Yep.
But then he gets cut off, right? As if Alpha Gong Gong in his travels like knows of this school of fighting or something, right? I don't know. Or pinky is just a funny word to say as you fly across the screen. I don't know.
No, I like I like that it's actually him trying to get out the little speech, but there's no time for it because he gets smashed. Yeah. Like in Kill Bill, it is the 5-finger. What is it called? 5-point palm exploding heart technique.
Right?
Yeah, that's what and we keep talking about that, and we finally, of course, hopefully, it becomes Chekhov's 5-point palm exploding heart technique, because we talk about it and how no one can do it, et cetera, and then she uses it at the end.
Perfect. Yeah.
Right, so in this version, he would say, 5-point, and then she just boom, and then kills him,
Which is funnier. It's perfect. And so he's sent reeling back into another pillar where he is effectively knocked out. Dropping the grenade as well. That's Chekhov's grenade now, folks. Chekhov must be, like, so upset now that all, like, unfinished things are attributed to him. Right? You just imagine his wife's like, hey, looks like Chekhov's dishes are still in the sink. So what were you doing while I was, being a doctor?
That's right.
You're just sitting at home writing philosophies, I guess, about Act 3s and whatever. Meanwhile, the dishes are still in Act 1. Anyway. Evelyn has barely enough time to marvel at her. I stopped when I saw Marvel. Oh, I know why. Never mind. Yeah, she has barely enough time to marvel at her new power before we can hear the rest of the Alpha team closing in. They've now got her surrounded in the center of that atrium, which we can now see looks like it's also under construction.
Right.
Did we see it before? I guess not, huh? Like I keep forgetting.
Think so.
Yeah. I keep forgetting this is the 9th floor, not the ground floor.
Right, because in reality, it's probably the ground floor of the actual building, I would imagine. Yeah, it's odd to have this atrium there. Right, yeah, it must be. Yeah. Because it's not really an IRS building. So we've seen, like, the security checkpoint, the bathrooms, the elevator of that building.
Yeah. So we've been on the ground floor, and there's no atrium.
Yeah, so I think probably in real life that is just on the other side of this atrium.
Yeah.
Because I don't, as cool as the art department is here, I don't think they had the budget to build a fake atrium. So this is probably in the real building somewhere.
Well, the real building, well, actually, yeah, I don't know what it was before, but it is now like kind of like an Amazon shipping center, and there's only 2 floors.
Right. Yeah, it was a bank before, I think. Right.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I don't think that they had the budget to build staircases and stuff. So we have seen the atrium before when we get to the 10th floor and look down at it a little bit.
Right. We see like the tip top of it.
Yeah, and I don't know. So either we don't see the construction-y stuff, or we're in a different universe.
That's the other thing I was thinking, but that would ruin my whole thing about it. Like, no, I guess we can have it both ways since we've never seen this part of the building yet.
What was your whole thing about it?
Well, no, like I don't even know anymore. I've gotten so lost. I keep on holding on to the idea that we are now with our Evelyn, the real. I see, and I can't even say that, the quote-unquote real Evelyn, because all of them are real
They're all
Evelyns,
becoming real, yeah.
Right?
And they're feeling more real as we move along, and she spends more time in the other universes.
Yes, but I don't know, for some reason, and I know, Lavender explained it for us. Thank you, Lavender, and made me feel good, but like my OCD has crept back in, and it's the idea that the one that we are investing in the most isn't like the one, because they're all the ones. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's right.
Yeah.
Yeah. We do see, so this atrium is under construction mode, and we see some of the props that we've used before, or the set decoration we've seen before, like the little caution sign and also the Pardon Our Dust sign. So, yeah.
Yeah. Where's Taxi in all this? He's flown the coop.
He's flown the coop.
Yep. That's what Soft Bobby would say. Anyway.
Yeah, so before we go back to Evelyn, I do like we smash Gong Gong backwards in his chair against this other pillar, and we do see part of his coffee machine fall apart, like the coffee brewing part at the very top where you would put the coffee. Yeah, so that's where he gets all his powers from.
Yeah. So even if he's not like completely down and out, like this is like that video game part where like part of the boss's armor falls off, and you're like, it's working. Yeah.
He's less caffeinated.
Yeah. But yeah, they got her backed up against. But yeah, our alpha team has her backed up against this fountain. We got the jogger, the SWAT guy, and the edgelord, our three mains. But you get the idea that there's more of them just out of frame. Very, very clever, Daniels.
Very inexpensive. Yes. Very frugal.
We close up on Evelyn as she once again readies herself to fight, and this time the pinkies are out in the final pose, and they're so powerful that they call up this gust of wind that blows Evelyn's hair up. And she gets this look. This is the, like, I'm about to fuck shit up look. But it's also another moment where our hero is, like, confident in her power.
Right.
Right. But just then, Chekhov's grenade goes off, and everyone is temporarily distracted. We got debris flying everywhere. Our alpha team is staggering on their feet. And even Evelyn sort of like waves the smoke away. But the way she does it, it's another peek at Mom Evelyn, right? Like, I love these little peeks showing us differentiating for us. Like, okay, this is when she's another Evelyn and she's powerful and confident. Or, okay, this is when she's our Evelyn trying to make sense of all this stuff. And then also, okay, this is when our Evelyn is powerful and confident and kicks ass, but then also still does mom things, you know? Right? Like, I feel like in a movie with so many versions of Michelle Yeoh's character, it would be really hard to trace the main character's arc. But in the middle of all these Evelyns, we still see our Evelyn changing and growing, you know?
Yeah, just it reminds me again, which we haven't talked about in a while, of Michelle Yeoh's script, which she would talk about, like how it was color coded with little tabs everywhere just to try to keep track of them. I didn't see in any interview like if she ever arrived at a number of how many different versions and how many different arcs there are there, right? But just like how she has to keep track of all of that, right? So like in one shot, so not like hey. I'll come back from my trailer and sort of figure this out. Like in one shot, be at I don't know, like 60% in my Pinky Fighter phase, but then only 30% in my mom phase, right? Like in terms of the arcs there, like that's really, really difficult stuff.
Yeah. Same shot, same like same motion. Like even like before her hand is done, you know, completing its like movement or whatever.
Right.
Yeah. And yeah.
Did we post that picture of the script anywhere?
Oh, the one with all the little tabs?
One of the little tabs, yeah.
No, I don't think so. Okay, yeah, we got to do
that to you and just take a look at this again, and then, so I just pulled this up again on a page here. So if we are looking at how many tabs there are, so there's like different, you know, there's so many that there's different versions of the same color. So we have like orange and peach, green and like seafoam, blue and robin's egg, like all these different colors here.
And it's like differing. Oh my God, those little tabs are so tiny.
Right.
They're not even like I have tiny little tabs.
Sure.
Like, you know, for
no,
my
Lester, you've got normal size tabs.
I've got average size tabs.
Average size tabs.
Yeah. It's cold in my office. But no, but those are like if you took my little tabs that I have like for my schedule book and you cut them into thirds.
Right. I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah.
She might have done it. Yeah, actually.
Right.
Like, because I don't know if they make ones that small.
I've never seen them this skinny. Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah. And oh, geez. Now seeing this, I kind of want to play the game of guessing which ones are which. And we have nothing to
count how many. So, like, I'm just going to try to count really quickly how many different shades there are. So, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, at least 10. And I don't know, it's probably even more than that. No, 11. That's clearly a different shade of green. At least 11 different arcs here that she has marked out in her script.
There are 2 different types of purple right next to each other.
Right next to each other.
There's like indigo and violet. This is crazy.
Right.
Oh God. I can't. Orange seems to be the most prominent. Do you notice that?
Yeah, so maybe that's the main one.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. So if we go, oh God, this is like that Einstein riddle. Who owns the fish? Have you heard that?
No.
Okay. It's I'm posing it to my students now, and they love it because and I love it because it takes all period. But it's what is it like? You know. It's like there are 5 houses in a row. Each one is a different color. Each, one person lives in each house. Each person is from a different country. No person drinks the same drink, plays the same sport, or has the same pet. And then it just goes down. And it's like, the person in the red house drinks milk. The person in the green house lives next to the first house, and the person in the blue house keeps keeps birds, and you're supposed to, and like it goes all the way down, and the last question, and the last thing it says is, who owns the fish? And you're supposed to just, like, by process of elimination, like, you just make a big graph and you try to, suss it out. And apparently this was a riddle that Einstein posed to like all his smartest friends, and they couldn't figure it out. But we figured it out.
Oh, you did?
Yes.
Bunch of Einsteins.
Yeah, right? Yeah. Okay, I actually lied. I didn't figure it out. My students figured it out. And I was like, very good. And I checked on Google, and they were right. But yeah. And I'm not going to give the answer here. Just Google who owns the fish riddle.
Yeah,
and,
play.
Yeah, and you can play.
Right. Okay.
But yeah, that's what it feels like. Like if we take the orange as like, okay, that's the main one, and it also looks like it appears like it's the first one, right?
Right.
No. I'm not getting into this in the show. But yeah, I imagine people with a little bit more patience could look at that photo of Michelle Yeoh and all her different color tabs and suss out what the other colors are and come pretty close.
Yeah, it could be really interesting because, again, like there's got to be one for Pinky and one for Cookie, which is different, even though they wear the same costumes and have the same makeup. Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. Yeah. Maybe for our final episode. No, I'm not. Why would I put that out there? No. Yeah. Anyway. But yeah, the grenade going off is sort of like the pistol shot that starts this fight. The edgelord moves in and takes a swing with his katana. I can't get over that he has a katana. But Evelyn dodges it, places a fist on his chest. We cut to a close-up as she extends that pinky, and I love this. It's like slow motion for a second, but the wind is still whipping his shirt back, implying that even in slow motion, that's how strong and fast the force of the blow is because the wind is moving fast. Do you know what I mean?
Yep. And it's like right at the heart of the black dragon that is at the center of its edgelord shirt.
I didn't even catch that. Oh my gosh.
Take that dragon.
Yeah. And we cut to a wide shot as we speed up, and he goes flying across the screen in a blur.
Hits the same pillar that Gong Gong hits, but the other side of it.
Right. Yeah. And then we whip pan. I'm happy that I get to say that again. We whip pan to Evelyn back to Evelyn as the jogger now comes at her with those pink jogging weights. But Evelyn kicks her to the ground, and then Pinky punches her into the bushes. And if you're going frame by frame, you can see this burst of, it's not rosin, it looks like force or energy.
Yeah, that is CG, so that's in post for sure. Right. So it's not rosin, but it has the same kind of feeling of it. But it's more ghostly or electrical.
It's almost like she punched the jogger so hard that like her moisture is trailing behind, like you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. Like just her like sweat or her, I don't know, just like body water is taking a little bit to catch up with her or something. You know? And yeah, our minute ends just as the SWAT guy moves in. He's the final one in this like 3-person fight. I think we know how this is going to go, but
in an alternate universe, they would attack her all at once.
Yeah, but that's not this universe, thank God. But yeah, what did we think of this minute?
Oh, really fun stuff. The Pinky thing is so cool. I mean, it took me a little bit once we learned that was a practical effect to be like, no, I see it. I clearly see her hand change into this. I clearly see it. No. But then, yes, through the power of frame by frame movie watching, you see.
Yeah.
Movie bullshit.
Yeah. See what happens when we watch this frame by frame? Keenan catches everything and I miss everything. God, how many things did I miss in this one? But no, and we still managed to miss some stuff. So.
I bet there's tons of stuff that someone else could do a parallel podcast to this and find stuff that we're not finding.
I mean, in a parallel universe, somebody is. And they have more 5-star reviews, Keenan. But it's okay because they're Republicans. So, wouldn't want to be there anyway. I was trying to think of something despicable. I was like, but it's okay because they got, because they're like humanoid cockroaches or something,
But instead you said Republicans.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. But yeah, folks, this has been the 82nd minute of everything everywhere all at once. I've been Lester Ryan Clark. You can reach me in all the universes as Lester Ryan Clark.
And I've been Keenan Diaz. In your universe, I'm on Letterboxd and Instagram as Howdy Keenan.
Yeah, we got our Facebook listener group, Banana for Scale. It's a community for all of our shows, including this one. It's a private group, but just request to join and you'll be sucked into the banana. If you want more, consider joining us at truestory.fm/join and look for Banana for Scale. That's us. You get bonus episodes of all our shows, access to our Discord, and you get your episodes a week early and ad-free. Pretty cool, just $5. If you're not sure about that yet, one thing you can do that's absolutely free, but would mean all the universes to us, would be to give us a 5-star rating on iTunes or Spotify or wherever you listen to our show. That and sharing the show by word of mouth or on social media is going to help our little podcast grow and find more cool people like you. All right, time to jump. Let's see. All right, I know what I'm going to do. Mm-hmm. So right after Gong Gong pins Evelyn with a chair and says, "I'm sorry, Evelyn, we'll die together," I'm going to briefly jump into Evelyn's body as, what did we say? Soft little Bobby playing Tony Stark. He's going to say, "I'm sorry, Evelyn, we'll die together." And I'm going to look not at the camera, but at him. But I'm not really paying it. He's not important in this
right.
little joke that I make. But I'm going to say, "Pinky swear."
We could write for the movies.
We could write for the Marvel movies. And then I'm going to do the pinky thing, and my little headset, which is it's now the equivalent of what's his face's suit, computer, right? He's going to be like, "That was very funny, sir," right? And then he crashes into the pillar, and his coffee thing breaks off. And I'm not gonna be done. I'm gonna say something again. I'm gonna be like, "It's the best part of waking up." Yeah.
Oh, right.
Excellent. So that's
great. I have now forgotten what I was going to use. Hold on. I had one. Let's see here. Okay, I remember now. Right. So I am going to. I feel bad for that fly who had to sacrifice itself to save Evelyn. So I'm going to go up into her naval passages with her. Right, because you could do that in this world.
Sure.
And I'm going to keep that fly company until it passes away for the rest of its days. Going to play little charades, I guess, and do jumping jacks with it, and just keep it entertained until it passes away.
There you go. Yep. And it's so you guys are. This is the worst dark YouTube thing to watch because it's like 2 flies have gone spelunking.
Right.
And one of them is stuck. And one of them could easily leave and get help.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
But they're just being like, 99 bottles of fly beer on the wall, 99.
Right. I spy with my little compound eye.
Yes.
Something that is dark. Is it the room? Ah, you got us.
All right. Keenan, are you thinking what I'm thinking?
That a hand grenade is a hand grenade because you throw it with your hand, so this is a pinky grenade.
Now I'm just thinking of all the other types of grenades. I'm a disgusting person. A hand grenade in the bush is worth 2. No, anyway. All right. And with that, folks, we're out. 1, 2, 3.